Hello there again. How are you guys doing today? In last discussion, we learned about delegates. If you guys did not watch that discussion, I recommend you to watch it now, because this discussion is very relevant and dependent on that. With delegates, we can associate one or more methods to an object, and invoke all those methods with a single call to that delegate object. Also, we can pass this delegate object as a parameter to another method, which means, we can pass methods as a parameter, thanks to delegates. C# language provides us many inbuilt delegates that we can use directly, instead of defining our own custom delegate types. In general, we have action and function, and there are lots of variants in particular for both these delegates. A function is actually termed as func, and I will refer it with that name henceforth. The basic difference between action and func is that an action is used to simply perform some operation and return void. On the other hand, a func is often used to perform some operation and return some value. So let's start with the action delegate. The action delegate encapsulates a method which takes no parameters and returns void. You don't have to define a delegate type and then create an instance of that type. We will now see what are possible ways to define an action delegate and attach a method to the action delegate. First one is to associate an existing method directly with assignment operator to an object of action type. So, let's declare a variable of action type. Action1, equal to, and the method name. Notice here that you did not have to first declare a custom named delegate type, and instead you are using a predefined delegate, action. Another way of attaching a method to an action delegate is, you write an anonymous method. An anonymous method does not need to be declared separately with a specific name. You just declare it inside braces. To attach an anonymous method to an action delegate, we use delegate operator. Here is the syntax. Note that a method declared inside a type is reusable. You can use or call it as many times as you would want. However, if you need a piece of the code that need not be reused, you can avoid writing a named method and simply declare an anonymous method. There is one more way to attach an anonymous method to an action. This method declaration is done using Lambda Expression. Here is the syntax for Lambda Expression. The equal to greater than sign, which looks like a pointing arrow, is called as the Lambda declaration operator. It is preceded by the parameters list, which is empty in case of an action delegate, because the method encapsulated by action takes no parameter. The Lambda declaration operator is followed by the body of anonymous method. If it's a single statement, then it can be written without braces. To invoke the action delegate, simply call it like a method call, with empty brackets. Here are examples of invoking all three types of action delegates, which we have declared so far. You guys might be wondering, what if I want an action to invoke a method, which takes one or more parameters? C# language provides us with 16 more action delegates, which take 1 to 16 parameters. So, in total we have 17 types of action delegate types in C#, and we can attach methods with 0 to 16 parameters. The parameter types are generic, means, you can have any type of parameters passed to the method invoked by the action delegate. The letter capital T inside the angle brackets signify the generic type parameter, which can be replaced with any type. Invoking the action with a parameter is same as invoking the action without parameter. Simply write the action name, and in brackets, pass all the required arguments of appropriate type. And now let's turn to the func delegate. A func delegate is very similar to the action delegate, except that it returns a value. The type of the return value is defined by the type parameter, mentioned in the angle brackets. Func of T represents a generic func delegate. There are 17 variations of the func delegate, ranging from 0 to 16 input parameters. The last type parameter, in the type parameter list, always represents the type of the return value. Each parameter can be of any type supported by C# language. And just like we associate a method to an action delegate, we can associate a method to a func delegate also. You can use assignment operator to associate an existing named method. To associate an anonymous method, using the delegate operator, the parameter list is provided inside the brackets followed by the delegate operator keyword. The parameters list only contains the parameters which are input to the method. The method should return a value whose type matches the last type parameter of the func delegate. To associate an anonymous method using Lambda expression, the parameter list is provided inside the brackets prior to the Lambda declaration operator. While using the Lambda expression, it is optional to mention the type of the parameter, as it is automatically inferred. To summarize it all, action is a delegate, which can take 0, 1, or more inputs, and returns void. And func is a delegate, which can take 0, 1, or more inputs, and always returns a value. You can associate a named method, or an anonymous method to action and func. Also, you can associate more than one methods to them. And because both action and func are delegates, you can use getInvocationList method on them, to get the list of associated methods. Thank you for joining in. Did you find the content useful? If you like our discussions, then please do not forget to subscribe the channel.
Also, like and share the videos, and feel free to comment.
This is really going to help our channel grow, and reach to all those who are getting started with C#, like we do. Thank you.